General, Ectoplasm, Exposition, and Knowledge Society. That is who we are. My name is Shauna Summers, founder of G.E.E.K.S.
Wow, it's so dark. It is so dark.
With my friends, Kelley.
Holy shit, get across, get across, get across.
Dustin.
I would want him to be there for.
Did you hear that? It sounded like somebody just knocked on my door. It felt like somebody just knocked on my door.
Recording. It is 8:56 p.m. on March 3rd. Oh my God, we're moving. We're moving.
And Ricky.
I'm losing my mind. Like, for real. And I can't do it. I thought it was fake.
We, along with our supporters, will find out if ghosts are real as we travel to some of the most paranormal hotspots and spend the night gaining as much evidence as we can find. With what you will see, these are our tales.
Hi everybody, it's Shauna with G.E.E.K.S. I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about what we're going to do from now on to try and get this YouTube channel up and going and get it all right. Yay! Yay! And woo! And woo! So that everybody can enjoy it and like it and share it, and we can have more stuff on here. We are looking into a place in Oklahoma City to check it out. We're going to try to get a hold of the owner of the property and see when we can get out there to actually do it. So whenever that's in play and that's in the works and we can actually say something about it, then I will let you guys know more. We are also looking into more things around the surrounding areas, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, all those places that are like within an 8-hour radius of us. We are looking into actually going out and investigating as well. So keep in touch, keep watching, keep a lookout for the new stuff that we're going to be coming up with. Speaking of new stuff that we're coming up with, I have decided to start doing a little pre-show of haunted places that have been mentioned after being researched and everything, and see what you guys think about those places as well, because I want to get you guys more involved. I want you guys to be more involved with G.E.E.K.S. And the more involved you guys are, the more fun we can all have. We're going to actually, every week I'm going to try to get, actually I'm not going to try, I'm actually going to do it. We're going to have a video of something that was most haunted, along with some images that have been taken from the internet, or if we have been to those places, from our archives, and post them up for you and let you see what's going on and let you hear what's going on. If there's some E.P.Ps that have been captured and stuff, and get your opinion on it, see what you think about it. I will be throwing in my little 2 cents in there. I'm going to also try to get the other Geeksters involved, and yes, I said try, because we have Dustin, the occult specialist, who has his own couple of sites that he's working on. He also has a business that he runs, and he also works, so trying to get him involved is going to be pretty tough, but I think I can do it. Also, we're going to try to get Kelley involved, even though she is, she's going through some stuff right now still with her cancer, so I'm still going to try to get her involved. I think she can sit still long enough to be able to do something. If not, I'll research it for her, and then she could just say it or whatever. So we'll figure something out with Kelley, and also Ricky. Get you guys more involved with the team. May not have a couple of things with them, depends on how much they want to be on the camera and what they want to do, but we'll see on that aspect. So with no further ado, we're going to start off with our first little research show. I haven't really figured out a name for it yet. If y'all can come up with a name, that'd be great. I was thinking something along the lines of geek knowledge or something like that. I don't know. Help me out. Come up with something. So, like I said, without further ado, the city is called G.E.E.K.S, Australia, and it's a little city out in pretty much the middle of nowhere when you Google it on Google Earth. The Haunting of Monte Cristo. The tragic and violent accidents happen in this place. From maybe accidental deaths, possibly, or murder. One of Australia's most haunted locations. This beautiful home was built in 1884 by Mr. and Mrs. Crawley. Mr. Crawley, born in 1841 and died in 1910, acquired some land in G.E.E.K.S, Australia in 1876. On that land, he built him a small brick cottage hut. Mr. Crawley suffered for years, struggling, trying to get a leg up so he could have this house built. He didn't struggle too long, however, because soon the Great Southern Railway line opened in 1878. Once the railway station was built, Mr. Crawley took no time to obtain a license and build a railway hotel across from the station. For no longer, he came to be one of the wealthiest individuals in G.E.E.K.S, also becoming the town founder. He was a kind and generous man and was held in high regards by the people. Once he reached his highest point, the Great Monte Cristo came to be in 1884. So can you imagine being this poor farmer and getting like 520 acres of land to farm on? 520 acres of land. That's a lot of flipping land. He comes to acquire this land and he builds himself a small little hut. But it wasn't the land that brought him the wealth. It was the railway station. The hotel he built was what brought him wealth. It was the smartest idea he could have ever come up with. Because now he could build his dream home. His and Miss Crawley's dream home, the Monte Cristo. His old brick hut that he used to live in whenever he first got there now became servant quarters. However, just because he gained all this wealth doesn't mean that Mr. Crawley wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He still farmed and he still did what he needed to do to keep his life going and keep money coming in. The construction of the home was made out of sandstock brick and fired on site and laid on a dry stone foundation. In over a century, not a single crack has appeared on that foundation or in any of those bricks. Mr. and Mrs. Crawley raised 7 talented children, most of them actually very artistic in music. Both Mr. and Mrs. Crawley died in the Monte Cristo. Mr. Crawley at 69 and Mrs. Crawley 23 years later in 1933. Monte Cristo remained in the Crawley family until 1948, the remaining family leaving Monte Cristo forever. Monte Cristo remained empty, poorly kept, vandalized, and furnishings auctioned off. The Great Monte Cristo was no more. Mrs. Crawley, unsettled and grieving, is rumored to haunt the mansion. Disembodied sounds, strange lights, and unexplained animal mutilations disturb the property. Reports say Mr. and Mrs. Crawley's 10-month-old daughter Ethel was killed when her nanny fell down the stairs and dropped her. Reg Ryan bought the Monte Cristo for $1,000 in 1963. After the Ryans purchased the property, the breakfast room turned kitchen and would inhabit dead mutilated kittens. Other witnesses claim there's a dark presence on the property that keeps people from going up the staircase. Touches, shadows, figures. Those are just a few things people encounter at the Monte Cristo. Outside, people have seen the figure of a young boy, the reported stable boy that died in a stable fire. Furniture moves, noises heard. There's been photographic evidence that shows the images reflected in the home's mirrors. Others have experienced feelings of sadness, loss of breath, and strangeness appearing. It is said by psychics that Elizabeth Crawley's ghost dominates the residence, most often seen in the room she converted to a chapel. Now, after Mr. Crawley died, Mrs. Crawley decided to turn the spare room that they used for storage into a chapel. She only left the residence twice in the 23 years after his death. What for? Who knows? But twice in 23 years is actually amazing not to leave your property. It is said that she sat in that chapel and read her Bible hours and hours at a time. She seems to dominate the home as she did in life. Her husband not seen as much, but he does inhabit the hallways every now and then. Mr. Crawley can make a room icy cold and demand you to leave. Many tragedies have occurred at the mansion, whether inside its walls or the surrounding land. One such story is the nanny who killed the baby. However, it is said that the nanny claims the child was pushed from her arms the day poor Ethel Crawley, Mr. and Mrs. Crawley's 10-month-old daughter, passed away. Every now and then when a child goes near the staircase, they get anxious, or they even get frightened and they don't want to be near it. The stable boy, who's known as Morris, claimed that he was too ill to work that day and fell asleep on his straw mat in the stable with the horses. His boss, who thought the boy was pretending to be ill, set the boy's straw mattress on fire to get the boy to scramble up and prove he was faking it. However, the boy was too ill to get up and burned to death where he lay. Reports of Harold Still have also been given, the son of the housekeeper, who was chained to the wall of the caretaker's cottage for 30 years because he was mentally disabled. Now, he is said to be the love child of Mr. Crawley and the housekeeper. Having became mentally disabled, he actually got into a carriage accident and caused a lot of problems and caused him to be very, very uncontrollably aggressive. So, in that aspect, they chained him to the wall. People would swear the house was haunted because of Harold howling. His mother had died, and because she had taken him food and cared for him, he had not had food or water in days. People would hear him howling in grief over losing his mom, and finally investigated, only to find a matted-haired Harold chained to the wall. They did put him into a home for mentally disabled and insane. However, he didn't live long after he got there. The caretaker who had been there and was supposed to take care of the property from 1948 to whenever the Ryans had took over, had actually not taken care of it at all. He had left the house go to ruin. It was vandalized. Some of the things were stolen. Mr. Jack Simpson, who was the caretaker at the time, was shot and killed by a boy after the boy had watched Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho 3 times that day. The boy even wrote on the door, "Die, Jack." Would you spend time at the Monte Cristo? Maybe experience some of the sadness that Elizabeth felt whenever her daughter passed away? Maybe she's reliving the death of her husband over and over and over. That would cause anyone grief. Or take the time to spend in the old stable and speak to the boy that perished in the fire there. Either way, it would be an experience the geeks would forever remember. Well, tell me your thoughts. What do you think about Monte Cristo? Do you think it's haunted? If you're from Australia and you're watching this, and if you've been to the Monte Cristo, or even if you're from the States and you've been to the Monte Cristo and investigated there, let us know. It'd be great to hear your stories, to hear what you've experienced, to see what you've experienced. If you got images or a video of it, that would be great. So please, like below, give a geeks their glasses, subscribe and give a geek their pocket protector. We all need one of those. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Geeks out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Geeks out.
talking to myself in the bed.
There's anything else I need to do. Thought I fit with the screaming of the woman far off.